So the Baltimore Free School, which is, about a year and a half old now, in some ways kind of started as an accident. It started because the space that was next door to the Red Emma's storefront in Baltimore suddenly came up for rent. And we were looking at this space and thinking, gosh, there must be something that we can do with that space. It's right next door to this space that we've already spent a ton of time and energy building up and a ton of time and energy encouraging people to come to. And now there's this empty space right next door. There must be something we can do with that. And somebody in the collective threw out this idea of, wouldn't it be great if we actually used that as like a one-room schoolhouse? And we started a free school. We started something that could be a free educational space for anybody in Baltimore that's interested in teaching and anybody in Baltimore that's interested in taking classes. And we put the idea out over our general mailing list. We put the idea out in the anarchist and radical and progressive community in Baltimore and said, look, if anybody's interested in this, let us know. We're going to have an open meeting. Come out, give us your ideas. Let's see if we can go forward. And the night of the open meeting, there was this tremendous turnout. And there were all of these people, many of whom we had never met before, but who had heard about this idea and were totally captivated by it. And we thought, well, okay, if there's this many people who are going to randomly turn out for a meeting and say, yes, we need a free educational space in Baltimore. Baltimore is a town that is continuously trying to cut down funding for education and is continuously making it harder for people to get education. We need a space where people can educate themselves and people can educate each other without that financial structure. Then this is our responsibility. It's our responsibility to make this happen. And ultimately, the way that things played out, the space that was next door to Red Emma's fell through. The person who was in the space decided not to move out, and we had this sort of crisis of faith where we were like, oh God, what do we do? There's so much energy behind this project. We don't know if we have enough energy to really take on an entire separate space. It was so convenient because it was right next door to Red Emma's, but ultimately there was so much community support for it that we said, well, we're going to do it. We have to do this. We can't let people down. So we went out and found another space, and now instead of having a one-room classroom, we have a two-room classroom. So the Baltimore Free School is a completely separate standalone space from the Red Emma storefront. And there are classes going on there in both rooms pretty much every day of the week. It's pretty incredible. And the classes range from sort of very political, theoretical topics. So there's an anarchism study group, and there's a Marxism for anarchists reading group, but there are also pattern making classes. There are tax preparation classes. There's an ESL class, an English as a second language class, which has just started this month and has been tremendously popular. There are folks coming in and teaching kitchen medicine classes. There's all sorts of things. There are people who are coming out from all different parts of Baltimore and saying, I have something that I want to share with other people. I have these ideas. I have this knowledge. I want to put that out in a way that's useful and accessible to other people. And it's been really tremendous to see the way that that's played out.